After taking most of last year off from the theaters, the MCU has returned with another major piece of its ever-expanding universe. This fourth installment in the Captain America series sees Anthony Mackie leading the charge for the first time, and Harrison Ford taking over the role of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross after the passing of William Hurt. The teaming up of Mackie and Ford leading a Captain America film is a mostly solid and entertaining choice that feels bold and confident, though its action scenes leave a bit to be desired. After receiving the shield from Steve Rogers, Sam Wilson has officially adopted the mantle of Captain America, and he's been working closely with the U.S. government, now under the leadership of newly elected President Thaddeus Ross. Ross wants Sam to oversee the rebuilding of the Avengers in association with the White House, but Sam worries that they'll just be executing the orders of the president, someone frequently in opposition to the actions of the Avengers in recent years. Now, with the discovery that the Celestial in the Indian Ocean is full of adamantium, a new element much stronger than vibranium, Sam finds himself in the middle of a conspiracy involving the attempted assassination of Ross and a mysterious buyer attempting to drive the world into war and showcase all the skeletons in the president's closet. Director Julius Onah, new to the MCU, has emulated a bit of the style that the Russo brothers brought to Winter Soldier and Civil War, and he's mostly successful in bringing that 70s political thriller vibe to Sam's first outing as Captain America, at least where the plot is concerned. There are a lot of elements at play in the film as it picks up on hanging plot threads from previous MCU installments, most notably Phase 1 films along with the Celestial from Eternals, the rebuilding of the Avengers, and the central character arc of Sam Wilson. And the screenplay gives some time to each of them to breathe. Now, the main plot of the film feels rather telegraphed. I only saw the first trailer of the film, and I could pretty much foresee every event that would play out. When viewing the film through this lens of the political thriller, that sometimes feels lacking in surprises. Brave New World also suffers from some weak action. The hand-to-hand combat is good, but not great, and while I really liked how Sam's suit and wings were portrayed, especially with their new upgrades, the action scenes just lacked impact. I was far more interested in getting back to the story. There are also a few moments of weak CGI in the film's third act, scenes of characters obviously in front of green screens. The standout performance of the film was actually from Carl Lumbly, returning as Isaiah Bradley from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Isaiah Bradley's character arc across the MCU, while short, has been a terrific way to use real-world events through the lens of popcorn superhero fare. And there's a scene early on in the film where Sam promises to help Isaiah, and Lumley owns the room with every subtle move of his face and the cadence of his voice. It's an excellent scene with an excellent performance. Now, Mackie and especially Ford are having a lot of fun here embracing the sillier elements of the story, but making it work well enough in the more intense moments. I have to admit that Ford's addition, taking over the role from the recently deceased William Hurt, didn't immediately grab me, but seeing him here, it's very similar to how Michael Gambon approached his work as Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films. Different from what came before, but matching the needs of the role without feeling too out of place. Overall, Captain America Brave New World might be the weakest of the four films in this pocket of the MCU, but that's not too much of a dig as the three Chris Evans films it follows are just absolutely top-tier MCU. Brave New World is an entertaining thriller that has ties to some of my favorite Marvel elements, and while it's light on bombastic action, I found the story to be fascinating and exciting, if a little telegraphed. A few plot conveniences exist primarily in the finale, and a particular villain who seems to just pop up all around the globe without any understandable way to travel, but flaws aside, this does feel like a bold and confident MCU entry that sets the stage for the next year of films leading to the 5th Avengers installment, while still working on its own merits. I give Captain America Brave New World a 3.5 out of 5. You can find a written version of this review over at goatfilmreviews.com, but while you're here, make sure to like and subscribe. There are 2 free things you can do that help to support the channel immensely, and you'll never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. You can also find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Blue Sky. And you can find my show Kyle and Nick on Film that I co-host with Nick Palatichuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes of that show every single week. There's also a link in the video description here for the Minnesota Film Critics Association, of which I'm a member. You can find other film critics' reviews of new, popular, and classic films, as well as more of my stuff over there. Thank you so much for joining me for this video review of Captain America Brave New World. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.